What does it mean to become? The author Marjorie Williams writes in her classic The Velveteen Rabbit that it takes a long time from when we begin to be to the time that we become. By that time, she writes, most of our hair has been loved off and our eyes drop out and we get loose in the joints and very shabby. We know that those things don't matter once we have become. How long does it take to be transformed from who we are to who we will authentically become? If you're asking that question, you're already well on the way. We invite you to belong, believe, and become at St. Anthony on the Desert, an oasis on the way.
Well, Will, here we are.
We are.
At the end of our series on Belong, Believe, Become. And what a series this has been.
Yes, we had some big shoes to fill, you and I tried to, but we're going to recap. We started with belong in the category of what it means to belong, and we asked Melody Taylor. She started the series off, and she really shared with her the importance of what it means to belong for her whole family, not just her, but her whole family coming in.
Right. And then followed by Alexa Twibell, who we've known Alexis since she was just little. She's been a member of our youth group, and she talked about the importance of belonging to the youth group and how the membership of the group helped her through her years in school.
Yeah. And then we moved to the believe category where we heard from Paul Basha, who talked about the importance of how he enjoys being challenged in his beliefs and how it forces him to examine the way he lives his life. And it was very wonderful. And then we moved to Mike Walters.
Mike Walters. And Mike talked about the importance of worshiping in a community and not worshiping alone, which we do, but the importance of worshiping in a community on a Sunday and how it helps him to solidify his beliefs so that he can go out and live into those beliefs.
Yeah. And then we heard from Nancy Walters, who spoke about her beliefs going out and then being the hands and feet of Christ.
Right. And now that brings us to become. So, Will, what does become mean to you?
Oh, for me, become is not necessarily a destination as much as it is a journey. And when you find a place that you belong and that you are able to focus on your beliefs, then you are able to be more self-aware. And you're able to become into what it is that God is wanting for you. I think the world side of that, at least for me, is, I graduated college. Okay, now if I get my first job, I've become. If I get my first youth group if I get it going, I've become. If I get my first house, I've become. And those are wonderful goals, but those necessarily aren't a sign of what it means to become. And so for me, become means you are that. You are just becoming more and more in what God wants us to be. So Jill, what about you? What does it mean for you to become?
Well, probably 20 years ago, I would have told you it's something entirely different, where I would be looking forward to retirement and having a certain way of life that would be dependable and somewhat of a routine. And as I got older, I thought that does not appeal to me at all. So I am always in the process of becoming. And especially here at the church with opportunities that I've had, that we've had.
Yeah.
And it is just part of the continuum of belonging. And the belonging helps me in a community of friends that I dearly love, helps me solidify my beliefs. And then my beliefs encourage me to become. And that becoming changes every day.
Every day, for
And
sure.
it's due to the opportunities we have, the situations that arise, the events that take place in our lives. We adjust, and then we look past to how can we be better?
Absolutely.
How can we be better people? How can we be God's people in this world? And some days it's easier than others.
Absolutely.
But it's a process. And I think that here at St. Anthony, we have, the honor of being with a group of people who are also becoming and purposely becoming.
Yeah.
This is something that is on the forefront of our minds.
Yeah.
And so it does take a community to
Absolutely.
to give you the security and the courage to become.
Absolutely.
Because I think that if there isn't a little bit of fear in it, you might not be stepping out far enough.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we just want to thank you for taking the time to watch our videos. We invite you here at St. Anthony to belong, believe, and become with us. And we are so thankful for you.